And now to Pennsylvania, where an escaped killer remains on the run as this manhunt enters a sixth day. Federal and state agencies are scouring a 2-mile heavily wooded area in Chester County for Danilo Cavalcante, who escaped from the local prison on Thursday. This morning, officials confirm he was spotted twice overnight just outside the search perimeter.
Investigators quickly examined those photos, and we can confirm it is Cavalcante. The photos confirm that Cavalcante has not changed his appearance, but also that he has obtained a backpack, a duffel sling-type pack, and a hooded sweatshirt.
And now students are being kept home from school as helicopters can be heard overhead broadcasting pleas from Cavalcante's mother for him to surrender. Joining us from Pennsylvania is NBC News correspondent George Solis. Also with us is Rob D'Amico, FBI supervisor and member of the hostage rescue team. George, first, what's the latest?
Hey, good morning, Anna. I can tell you a lot of residents that I've been speaking with did not think this was going to go into a sixth day. They're coming home from the long weekend. They're finding out that all of this has been unfolding in their quiet community. They're frustrated and they are very concerned. I asked the colonel there, who you heard from in that earlier press conference, do they think this is him making a mistake, or have they just not been able to successfully create a perimeter to capture this convicted killer? And they're saying this is exactly what they want him to do. They want him to feel like he's getting the pressure on him and move out into the open. So you saw those surveillance images. They are now heavily focused around that area, which means this search perimeter is also now moving beyond that 2-mile radius where they were initially looking. And I got to tell you, there is a really heavy police presence here. We're talking some 200 law enforcement officers from state, local, and federal agencies. We know they're bringing in some additional assets from the FBI to help really just close in on this convicted killer who's been on the run for 6 days now. And as you mentioned, a number of schools within those districts are now closed. People here are trying to go about their daily lives, but they know that this convicted killer is on the run. Yesterday, I spoke with a man who believes Cavalcante actually broke into his home and stole a few supplies. And this is something that a lot of officials are hoping to avoid. They really don't want him gaining access to clothing or anything that'll help sustain his stay out there in the wild any longer. You mentioned those messages that they're playing from his mother. I asked if they're going to keep doing that. They said they stopped for a while. They may continue doing that if they feel the situation warrants it. And one thing state police also note is they will use deadly force if he doesn't surrender willingly. So there's a lot of things at play here. They know that the pressure's on, but they say they're not going to let up. They're saying they're going to keep putting the pressure on Cavalcante and hopefully force him to make a mistake on her.
What's so scary, George, is that homeowner you spoke to who believes he broke into their house, they were home when he did it. He flickered the lights to try to give that heads up, we're home. But we're talking about a convicted killer who knows what he could do. Rob, this is day 6, and you're former FBI. All of these different agencies are involved in this manhunt. Given the trail of clues, the multiple sightings as recent as last night, why do you think it's taking so long to catch up with him?
Well, it's just really hard. I mean, the last manhunts in Pennsylvania in 2014 took 7 weeks. There was another murderer who escaped in July that took 10 days. So closing off a perimeter is really tough, and it takes a lot of work, especially in this. There's a lot of areas that are blinded by trees. So how far do you have to put one police officer to another to ensure that he doesn't go across them? And at night, it's different. So what they want to do is keep him moving. He's probably moving at night. He feels better moving at night. There you can bring in technology. They have the helicopters up, but I'm sure they have drones. They have thermal imagery looking at things. It's easier at night because you have less movement. So any movement is going to be more suspect. But with the schools, really dangerous. They want to keep people and children, especially, out of the white noise because they're looking at movements. Some people are like, oh, we're worried about him taking a car. I'd be more worried about taking a car outside the perimeter. The perimeter, all cars coming out are being searched. If he gets out of that perimeter and gets a car, then you have some problems. He's only 3.5 miles from Delaware, brings another aspect in there. I'm sure Delaware has police in the command post. So if they get a hint that he is down there, they're ready to respond. But the biggest thing here is the technology of homeowners. With so many cameras up, being able to get that in quickly.
But yeah, to get the sightings and help police get closer and closer, knowing his last moves. We know that police have been trying a number of different tactics. They're now broadcasting pleas from Cavalcante's his mother through the helicopter speakers. What do you make of that?
I hope they check what his relationship with his mother was beforehand. That's one thing you have to be careful of. If you bring a family member in, it helps if that relationship is good. So if he feels well of his mother, hearing her voice and him getting tired, again, you're trying to get him to that point where he's mentally exhausted and he hears this and it's something that like he just says, okay, I'm done type of thing. But he's also wanted for murder in back in Brazil. He was convicted in 15 minutes for stabbing his ex-girlfriend in front of her kids. He is desperate. He does not want to go back to jail. So that's really something you have to take in effect, too. Yeah,
I imagine as police are closing in on him, they're thinking a lot about his mindset right now. Rob D'Amico and George Solis, thank you both for being here with us.